Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. We are making something for the guys today for the Inspire Create Challenge. So this is my design team entry for this. This is a challenge that we launch. We go and launch every couple of weeks. So please do stop by the blog. That's linked in the description. You can upload a picture of your make as well, and we will pick a winner from the entries that we have. Over on the blog you'll also see other inspiration for our guy cards from the other members of the design team. Okay, so there's a whole very varied array of cards in there. Excuse me. Goodness, excuse me. So I'm keeping it nice and simple. The feature here is going to be the sketched plaid. Sentiment is from Simply Said, and I'm going to cut it out with the everyday details. Yes, everyday details. So that's what we're using today. Okay, so very simple. Just going to stamp that background and add some extra colour to it. So this combination is Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy and Wild Wheat. So for the card I'm going to make with you, I'm going to pull in a similar sort of thing. I'm going to go with a sort of muted and deep tone with one of the in colours. So I'm going to pull in Copper Clay as a substitute for the Wild Wheat. By the way, do not think that looks very nice. Wild Wheat is very much a Marmite colour. I think that looks really nice. So we're going to do Copper Clay, and we're going to bring in Shaded Spruce and Garden Green. Okay, so Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy are in the neutrals. These are in regals. So it just so happens that they are in the same colour families. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with in terms of the colour combo. So we're using what I call one of my mini layers to stamp the background. And with these background stamps, there is a large block that you can use to mount these and stamp them in the traditional way. But I find that a little bit heavy and it's difficult to get hold of. So I like to put my stamp flat onto the surface like this. And then take the ink pad to the top, okay. Already cut my mini layer. This is 3 by 4 3/4, so it's an inch shorter and narrower than my a full card layer, basically. Okay, so we're going to use our darkest ink for this, which is going to be the Shaded Spruce. Okay, and because I know how big it needs to be, we only really probably need to ink this side of the stamp. So I'm just going to tap that over the top of there, along this side here, and make sure that's nice and well inked. Okay, and then we're going to pop that down, and I'm going to spring in some scrap paper as well so that we can press that in place. So I'm going to drop that down about here, which should make it roughly even based on the sample. And this scrap paper will just help me rub on there without getting all mucky, basically. Well, that's the theory anyway. That is the theory. Okay, so that's just going to help press that down. Okay, that should be fine. And then we can lift that up. If you want to use some tweezers, you can do. I'm thinking this edge is going to pop up just enough to... Oh. Okay, dropped it a little bit onto the stamp there, but it's not going to affect it too much, I don't think. All adds to the effect. So there we go, a nice plaid background. So I'm just going to give this a little spritz with some water to clean it off. And one of these lint-free paper towels that I have. Okay, and that will keep it. It's mostly dry now, so that's fine. And we can just pop that to one side now. Okay, so I'll leave that to air dry. over there while we do a little bit of something with this. I'll just make sure that just put the surface a little bit there. So then we're going to jazz it up with some copper clay, and I'm going to bring in the Stampin' Blends marker. I'm going to use the bullet tip. I will need that scrap paper. And we're going to just use this to embellish the plaid design. This is the light marker, and it is a sketched plaid, so I am not using a ruler. I'm not trying to make sure it's straight. I'm just going for it. Okay. Could have used the green or a different colour altogether. So, you know, just mix about with your colour combinations. See what works for you. So you can see I'm not being super careful with this. I did think this was going on a little dark when I first put it on, but it's drying back a little softer now, so that's good. Okay, and then we'll go across as well. Okay, so some of it's going over the top, some of it's not. Okay, so have fun with your colour combinations on this one. There was a while back we had a really great die that made like a plaid element, which was really fun to layer up in the different colours. And actually so there is a technical difference between plaid and tartan. Apologies to our Celtic viewers out there. I do not know exactly what the difference is. However, if you look up the different colours for all the different tartans, there are some really funky ones out there. Okay, so that's what that looks like right now. Okay, and we can just map that up now onto our shaded spruce cardstock. So it's, at the moment, we've just got the shaded spruce line stamp. Oh, that's too small. Oh, dearie me, I'll have to recut that. So I've had a bit of a reorganise in my craft room. So I've now got my cardstock in a different place. So just reaching behind me actually to get another piece of this. So I need this 3 1/8. 3 1/8. And in fact, I'm just going to just double check this one. Yep, by 4 7/8 of an inch. Yeah, I was just, oh, I must have cut it to, anyway, I cut it wrong. Okie dokie. Now that we've got that cut correctly, we can now line that up at the bottom here. And that should make a nice skinny border around there. Just make sure it's straight before I stick that down. Okay, and before we add that to the card, I'm going to bring in some twine. I used a little bit of the vanilla on this one, just to sort of bring in another sort of warmer tone on this one. What should we use on this one? Should we use the same one? There is black as well, but I do have another packet of this stuff actually. Do we want the vanilla? The vanilla will do, I think, and it will mean we're using some of that up. Okay, let's do the vanilla. Okie dokie. And we'll do it again so that it's towards one end of the card. Just use some sticky tape just to hold that in place while we wrap it round. So I did it 4 times on that one for whatever reason, but you know, you wrap it around as much as you want to, and we'll just secure this on the back like so, and just cut off that excess just to add just a teensy bit of texture, okay, without being all frilly. Okay, and I suppose we could mix it up a little bit and make that towards the top rather than towards the bottom, just to give it a different look. So in readiness for that, and popping that onto the card base, we'll pop on some dimensionals, comme ça, and we can attach this to our card base. The card base is going to be garden green. Ooh, blimey, that one doesn't want to come off. But card base is garden green. It's not my favourite green. In the SU colour families. Oh my goodness, I think it's all just a bit hot for these. I think they're all having a... it's too hot. Leave us alone. Okay. I'm just popping dabs of glue on, which is going to give me that moment or two just to make sure that everything's straight before those dimensionals grab onto the card base itself. Okay, so that looks about right. Okay, and if you wanted to, you can use stamp blocks just to just to make sure that that's going to stick down nice and flat if you want to. Okay, that one looks okay though, so we'll just go with that. Okay, just pop that to one side. So I've got these extra bits of shaded spruce that I need to pop away now. Okay, so sentiment wise then, I want the garden green ink to match the card, and I've got this teeny tiny little scrap of card here. So I've got this innermost die from those everyday details there. Okay, and it's just about going to fit on this scrap of paper. Okay, and we'll just use this nice hello from that what's it called, Simply Said, and we'll just pop that in there, and we know that die is going to fit round now. So if you stamp that off, you might have been in a position where the die wouldn't have fitted around it because it's such a small piece of cardstock. So that can be die cut, and then I've already got this one, and again it's another scrap out the scrap bin, just big enough for that other circle. Let's pop this away, and we will run this through the die cut machine, which is just off to my right. I always go forward and backwards. It's just a habit that I picked up from using other machines. But it does make sure that your cut's nice and crisp. Okay, you get that nice little dotted detail around there as well, which is cute. And then this guy is going to have all these little little holes in it. So we'll just pop that out of the die. We'll poke out the die later on. Okay, that's all nice and clean now. All of those have already popped out, or they've been left behind in there. Again, I'm going to use a bit of wet glue to help me with the positioning of this. So you want that, you know, you don't want that to give you away. You know, it's going to be very obvious if that's not central. So just give yourself a break and just make sure that that's in the middle. And again, stick it under some blocks or something if you need it to firm up. We're just going to go for it, and we're going to want to have the dimensionals sort of north and south of this, so that we've got contact with the cardstock rather than going on top of the ribbon. So again, you could put your dimensional directly onto your card, but obviously you run the risk of running out of room or not covering it up, so you know, hedge your bets on that one. Let's just pop that into place. Okay, so what I haven't got on here at the moment is any bling. Okay, and I thought we might just use some of these gold foiled iridescent foil, they're called iridescent foil, so they're kind of neutrally but blingy at the same time. You know, I think the guys can have bling, right? Okay, and it's neutral enough, I think, for us to get away with it. So do our usual combination of sizes here. I might actually put one on here just to tie that together a little bit. Okay, there we go. So there's just a teensy bit of bling on there, just to jazz those up a little bit. And of course, different colours means you've got it for different occasions. You know, I've used this small circle with this small sentiment, but obviously there's loads to choose from, so you can mix and match this and do your own thing. Okay. I hope that was okay. Nice guy card. I don't do many guy cards. Okay. Lots more inspiration, of course, over from the design team. Do check it out. Links are in the description. Please do thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, and all that jazz. All helps this channel to build. Okay. So I hope you're staying safe and taking care of yourselves. I will see you again soon. Ta-ta!